Hi, welcome to the iOS development tutorials. So in the previous tutorial we saw what's required for iOS app development. Say if you want to develop apps for iPhone, iPad and iPod Touch, and what are the software and hardware which is required, and the programming language that we'll be using, and from where you can download Xcode, and how to use iOS simulator for testing an app. So then we started creating an Xcode project for our first app, which prints the welcome message. So we launched Xcode, then we went for the new project. We selected a template for our project, then we provided project options, and then we saved the project. So we had gone with the welcome to Xcode option, the screen, and created a new Xcode project. And then we selected single view applications template for this project, and then we provided the different options like the product name, organization name, company identifier, which is me. You can company identifier is another kind of text information, but make sure that whatever you give information in product and company identifier, that will be your bundle identifier, and this we will be using it while publishing the app in the App Store. Then we defined a class prefix. Then we went for the devices, for which device, whether it's going to be iPhone based app or iPad, or is it universal, that is for both iPhone and iPad. Then we save the project to a location, and this was our first screen. So, and we saw the Xcode workspace, like the navigator area, the utility area, editor area, then the simulator and for device selector, the run button, then the editor buttons and view buttons. And today what we are going to see is we are going to see more about the Xcode workspace and a little bit about the ViewController, and we'll try to give a background or change a background color of our view. So some of the generated automatically, some of the codes were generated when we created our project, like the app delegate, the ViewController. Then we also have the storyboard, and then the supporting files folder, frameworks, etc. Now let's go to Xcode. So these are the files which got automatically generated when we created our new project, like the app delegate, then the storyboard, which will be used for defining the user interface, the view controller, and then the supporting files. Under this you have a configuration file called info plist, then the default frameworks which got added to our project, like the foundation framework, core graphics, UI kit, and SC text framework. Now the first class which will be called is the main.m, and what this does is this instantiates the UI application main class and the app delegate class. The app delegate is the one which provides the window where the content of the app is returned. So you have the main.m, which in turn instantiate the UI application main and the app delegate. And the app delegate, as I said, it provides a window on which the app content is drawn. Also, if you want to have a configuration kind of thing, like you want a common place where you want to set some background colors of your controls, all those things, then you can use, again, there are instances where app delegate has been used. And this window acts as a container for showing the app content, receives the events, and responds to device orientation. Now let's also see about the info plist file. So what is this info plist file? So as I said, this is a configuration file which gets shipped along with your app when you're publishing it in the App Store. So this is the file, welcome info.plist. So what is provided here is that you'll have your bundle identifier again defined, the name of the app, and icon. You can define your icon file. But currently, I think the icon file is not provided. So what you can do is you can just add. So if you just go, so here you can say forgot the name of the icon file. Yeah, it's here. So you can say icon file and then provide name of the icon for your app. And this also has the storyboard file name. So what is the name of the storyboard? So it says main. So this is going to be your storyboard file name. Okay. Now let's get back to our storyboard. So storyboard, as we see here, this has a canvas where the view controllers or the scene is placed, and then the indicator for initial scene indicator. Okay, now this is the initial scene indicator, and this is the canvas, and this is the scene and view controller. And the first responder, this is the one which receives all your events, or this is the first object that which will receive all your events. And what is seeing? Seeing is like when you have more than one controller and your view controller, and you're transitioning from view controller 1 to 2. That is taken care by the siege, or that is the one which defines the transition. So next, let's see a little bit more about the view controller and the view. So this is called the outline view, where you can see the different controls which are in your view controller. So now let's first see the property which says this is the initial view controller. So this, as we saw, this is the inspector bar, where you have different identity inspector, attributes inspector, etc. Now view controller. So now if you see view controller, here there's an option which says is initial view controller. So this is checked. Now if you have more than one controller and you want to change the other view controllers, the initial view controller, then make sure to mark the checkbox is initial view controller for the second view controller. The next bit which we are going to, so this you should be able to see as part of your attributes inspector. And then size inspector, this we will be seeing in the later part, like if you want to change the size of your controls and other things. Now other piece of the identity integrator, inspector. Now what we'll do is, so the default color for this view is white. Now what we'll do is we'll try to change this color from white to say, let's say, blue, and then see how this works out in our iOS simulator. So I have just did a command plus R, which would build and execute this project in iOS simulator. Since this is the first time we are executing this project. So now we got the iOS simulator, and this should have the blue background. So we just got a feel of what this attributes inspector can do. So you can change the color of the background, and you can also play around with different properties. Now if you want to revert to your previous color, so what you do is just you should have a option called default or recently used color. So just go for the default one, it will be back to your white. And so we saw initial view controller, we saw about the inspector window under the utility area, then the attributes inspector, which we used for changing the background color. Then we saw how to revert the color. Next we'll do a quick we'll see a quick demo of the console window. That is, we'll try to print a message to our console window. So I'm just going to put write us a message that says, this is just to show you where the console window is. And so I'm just going to say this is a test message. Okay, now if you see this, so it says, since it's already running, I'm just going to say stop and restart the simulator. So this is going to build and start the simulator. Now you have the message which is printed to the console window. So this is a test message. So, right, and on the left hand side is the debug window. So let's say you want to debug during the runtime, then you can place a breakpoint and then you can step into your code. So to place a breakpoint, you need to just click on this point and on this bar. So this should add a breakpoint. Now if you run this project, the control execution should stop here and it should wait for. So now if you want to just run the project, if you just want to continue with the execution, just press the run option here. Or if you want the step over this particular line, then there's one. Then you have the step into, step out, etc. So let's just do a run. So now you should be seeing the view screen, view controller with a white background. Okay, for some reason so stop here, so let me just do it here. So I'm just going to delete this breakpoint and then run this project. So this prints a message. Okay, I think the problem is that what we have done is in the color we have went for the default color instead of white. So let's go for the view and then let's choose white here. So this should actually, yeah, now we got the correct pattern. So it was working fine, but since we went for the default color, which seems to be transparent, we can see this background. Thank you.